Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we are picking up this Let's Play on the 28th of April 1990. We got through the winter okay. I didn't lose that much in the way of population. We still got a population of 13,290 and they all seem to be pretty happy. And of course the radio station is now finished. It's got power and we've got plenty of workers in here. I'm just kind of trying to work out what is probably the best settings. I mean, I've got absolutely no idea. We'll give them a bit of enthusiasm for sports. Kind of cut back the preference for alcohol. And maybe we'll just give them a little bit of Soviet propaganda. I mean, I can be completely honest, I'm not exactly too sure what the benefits of this is. This says 94.5% of the population have a radio. I think probably the 5% are down in Bridge City. Now, in the last part, the focus was on trying to fix my potential coal problem here because my heating plant wasn't getting enough coal. And of course, that has now been fixed. I built this second coal mine up here. I'm not totally sure whether I actually needed it, but I think in the long term I will probably need it. You can see I've now got everything completely backed up here. And at the moment, there's absolutely no point in bringing in a second coal processing plant simply because all I'm going to do is have workers in here doing nothing. So at the moment things are looking good. Now the other project that I started in the last part was the agro farm up here. I think I'm just going to unpause now and just let it run forward. You can see these are nearly finished, which is quite good because we've actually managed to sow all these fields around here. Now one thing I did realise is we're building this medium distribution office here, but at the same time I've realised that what I do need down here is a small distribution office, because what I really need to do is sort out the distribution from these silos here down into this area. Because if I come over to here, and this is something that you do need to be very much aware of when you play this game. You don't ever assume that just because something's working that it's not going to change. What you can see here is we've got some crops coming in, but my amount of clothes I've got isn't particularly that high. And eventually the crops that are up there are going to run out. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of a precaution here, because I've got my clothes factory down here. We've got lots of money rolling in. So what I want to do is find out which one of these distribution offices is picking up the clothes and exporting it. And I mean, and what I'd like to do is add this to there. And what we're going to do is, instead of exporting the clothes for the moment, is we're going to ship the clothes up to this area here. See, he's got 26 tons of clothes. In fact, maybe that's a bit wrong. Maybe what we'll do is we're actually, because the clothes shortage is probably more over here. So I think what we will do is add that and unload clothes here and remove you, because this is a distribution warehouse both for this large city here and Bridgetown. So hopefully that will keep everything ticking over until we've got a good crop cycle and a distribution center working up here. Now what I want to do in this part is a couple of things. The first thing I need to do is sort out my track laying here, because you'll see here the track lane vehicles are now starting to kind of go head to head, and I think it's only a matter of time before they come into conflict. So what I'm thinking is that I want to send this guy off on a job over in the east, and then allow the track laying train here to effectively keep laying all the track here out all the way through. And I think in the end of the last video I said that I was going to move the iron train back to come delivering here, but I think I'm going to hold off on that until I've used the construction train up there to come through and lay this section of track here. So at the moment we're just going to keep the status quo going, and then I think once I've laid all this and I need to come out here, what I will do then is what was I going to do? Oh, we need the track layer up there to come down to lay these sections of track. This bit of track is going to be a bit of a problem. I've been thinking about it, and I'm going to be completely upfront. I just don't really want to mess about with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to auto purchase these, because I just don't want to mess about with having to kind of build loops and stuff like that. I mean, sometimes I know it's not the purest answer, but I think sometimes you just got to accept that some things are just not worth the effort, and focus on probably some of the more interesting elements of the game. I do need to get this built, and I don't think this guy's actually got that much in the way of work at the moment. No, he's actually got nothing at the moment, so we'll get him working on that. Now I do need to keep an eye on these bridge sections to make sure that the right train stays on the right job. In fact, let's just get back here and just check, because yeah, what are you? You're up here, yep. So you're slowly moving forward. That whoops, we've got fire. Getting a lot more fires now. This looks like my cement works. Go on, fire crews, get in here, put it out, and just open up the map. And just go take you over to Trout Lake and show you what's going on here. Progress over here is very slow, but it looks like I've finally got a power connection to here. So maybe I need to get some power into here. We're going to need power up to here, the power of that. But more importantly, what I'd like to do is get power to this gas station. I think that will make a difference. So what we're going to do is put in probably... can I put that? Can't build due to infrastructure. I think what I might do is just tuck it in here. Of course, we're gonna have to build I think gravel road is probably a better option here. I'm not expecting to put in a lot of power into here, so I think we can go with the cheaper one. And we're probably going to have to run a lot of power out around there, so what we'll do is we're getting angle too steep. I'm just going to run around here, run through here. I know it's going to look a bit kind of scruffy, but yeah, we'll have to trim that back a little bit. We run you out to there. Then run you into there, to there. Again, we're just going to have to put... and we'll assign you to the bridge road crew. And once that's built, we'll do that. Then, of course, what we're also going to need to think about is having a fire station out here. But I think the gas station here would be more important, because if I show you these guys, they're completely out of fuel, and therefore they're useless at the moment. And a gas station there is going to make a difference. There's a good chance it might burn down, but that's the way it's going to be. Got plenty of fuel in here, and I just want to keep this going forward. You can see, and these guys are definitely starting to conflict now. So what I want to do is, well, first thing we're going to do is check the progress up here. Okay, we've now got this built. And I'll say we got nearly 6.5 million. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to buy a whole series of big trucks here. And just think we'll buy 5 to start with. And then what we're going to do is assign to here and here. And you guys are just going to unload crops like that. And then we're just going to go round. Don't know how many of these we're going to be able to add. We've got you. Yep. Because I've only put 2 trucks in here. Got lots of tractors and combines in here. The idea is going to be is that these are just simply going to gather the crops, the same as the role of these. And then I've got this small distribution center here, which we will put some vehicles in here. And then what that will happen is this will then distribute the crops down to the meat factory here, and the clothing factory, and probably the food factory. I can't see the point of actually sending any more crops to the small farm here, because that's being supplied by from over here. Now, returning to what I was saying about diverting my construction train this way, what I want to do over here is plan a railway that will connect to the border and also run across here. And what I'd like to do is put a viaduct or 2 viaducts across here, because I'd like to take a rail line up through there, and also like to take a rail line up through there. I think we'll start with the viaducts. This is quite a deep valley, just to show you. You can see, and I think I'll leave the wireframe on for the moment. And there's kind of a platform there, isn't it? Okay. Just how high up would that go? And there was. Maybe it go any higher? I'd like to do it in one span, but maybe it won't do it. Maybe that's a bit too high. Up there, it's about as low as it's going to go, so that's a bit close in on this field, but I think we'll be okay. I'll just put back down to here. And what I'd like to do is get this over. Let's push this up. The hill is causing an obstruction. What's that? Okay, let's just that rise up. Okay. That the same height. That's actually higher. That's slightly higher. If I come down there, and maybe bump down one more. No, it's not going to do it, is it? Okay. What we'll have to do is kind of, I mean, it can be a bit difficult to see height. I'd like them to both have the same, roughly the same height. I think that will work if I can get him to go across like that. Then we'll get you to go. You the same height. I think that's close enough, isn't it? It's slightly lower, but I think that will work. Yeah, I must admit, bridge building is one area of this game that I wish the devs actually did a bit more work on, because it can be a little bit sketchy. Okay. Let's just push that up again. Oops, got a fire. Let's check where the fire's going to be. What we got burning here? Oh, we got, this is the old concrete works. That's okay, that can burn. Actually, while I'm over here, sorry, apologies for the distraction. There's something else I want to work on as well. If I show you, if we come back over here, let's just cancel that for a moment, is that when we were building up this area here, I built a small brickworks and a small prefab factory. Now the brickworks is doing okay, but is still not really producing enough bricks for what I want, because of the big viaducts and bridges I'm building. So, and of course, what will happen eventually is once we start building out here, we're going to need even more bricks. And this is something you do need to consider when you're actually growing your economy, is that eventually you need extra capacity. But with things like bricks and prefabs, there's no point going right over the top, because if you look, if I show you in here, the current prices, I mean, bricks is only 230 per ton. So truthfully, you're not going to make a fortune with those bricks. And of course, as you're selling those bricks, the price will start to drop. And it's the same with the prefabs. So really, when it comes to bricks and prefabs and probably boards as well, you need to produce enough to keep for your own construction projects, and then possibly sell a little bit of a surplus. But there's no point trying to sell too much. And what I'm thinking is, or what I was looking at is getting a brick factory in here somehow. I mean, I was half hoping to get the conveyor connected, but I don't think there's going to be that much benefit in that. I think if we can get this built, this road is rising, so can we drop that down a little bit more? That's about as far up as I can get. And what I wouldn't mind doing is pushing out here, because I want a small open store here as well. If you push that out there, come back to about there, pop you in about there, and then if we can find the open store, wrong place as usual. What I'd like to do is just get that in there as well. And hopefully we will be able to get a tarmac road. Look at that, this goes in really nicely. And what we'll do is we'll get the road crews are already on it. And once this is built, what I'll do is I'll use a truck to bring the coal from here to here. And bricks only need coal, so that would be okay. Let me just get back to the viaduct. And just want to bring you out like that. Of course, one thing we do need to make sure is that this track will come out like that. And what we can do is just set the viaducts there. And then we're going to get back over to here. And what I want to do now is run the railway line through here. I'm actually considering doing an experiment with this, building the concrete there and then upgrading it. Actually, I don't like that there, so let's just trim these back a little bit. Or should I go straight for the electric? I think the runs of track here are going to be very long, so oops. Let's just cut that through there. Maybe we'll just bring this up a little bit. Maybe just open this up and maybe push it over this way a bit. Okay. Just take you through to there, and then I think we can run this across. Oops! Oh, this is going to be a big embankment. Don't really want that. I suppose don't really have a lot of choice. Actually, can I drop this here? It's going to cause a bit of a lump there, but okay. And this run alongside. Yep. What I'm like to do is run along the side of this hill and then down into roughly so I can follow the road to the border. We'll just wow, that should go that way. And will this run alongside? Because I've got a cutway here. Yep, that's come through really nicely. And of course, what we're going to need to do now is somehow cut from here, and then we're going to run across to there, hook up to there. And I'm just going to run you to there, and we're going to hook you up to there. So we've now got our main junction running out here. This will run up that way to the brand new city that we're building over there. And then we're going to just run you literally dead straight through past this little lake here. We're just going to make if we keep it roughly parallel with the road, means that I won't have any problems with should I be to build junctions or buildings here. And then we're just going to run you straight into there. And we'll just run you How far can we run? Wow, look at that for a length of track. I'm sure my my construction train's going to love doing that. And we'll just hook you into there. And I think now I'm not going to send too many trains to the border here, but what I do have an idea for is once this is finished to export a little bit of fuel to NATO. And the purpose for that is to give me some working capital should I need to import resources from here when my new city comes up. So we're not going to send out excessively big trains here, so I think we can have the crossover there. Now what I want to do is that we're going to probably need to send a line up here, because in this area here we've got, I think it's coal and gravel, and of course the uranium is up there. So I think what we're going to do is out here we're going to strike off, oops, no, let's strike off about here like that. Just missed that little lake there, and you can come that way, and then come across about there, and that would be an export route that way. And I think that will be it, because this section will either auto purchase, or what will happen is that eventually we'll have another track construction office up here, which will be able to do that. So we're just going to flag that. Now, the reason I've spent so much time doing this is that what I want to do now is get back to the rail construction yard. Hadn't realised how far out it was. What jobs have you got? You've got 2 unfinished. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to allocate this one to this job. And then what I want is for him to follow this line out here. And I want to see whether he's actually coming into conflict yet. I mean, he's really pushed through here. So these guys are actually on these jobs. I'm going to cancel that job. Oops, I cancelled the wrong one. Aha, okay. Cancel that one as well. Yep, there's a bit of a fail, but never mind. And what I want is that guy now going out in that direction. Let's go back here. Just want to make sure this guy is, the train here is busy and going in the right direction. Where's that? Yep. And oh, it looks like they flipped round. So what actually happened is that this job finished and this job came available. So this train then flipped back the other way, and that's what actually caused that problem. But it's okay. I mean, I've got enough money. I could replace this guy, but he's going to do a good enough job going out here. And what he needs to do now is just come out and finish all these tracks and connect everything together. It shouldn't take that long. And of course, he's still travelling less distance than the one coming the other way. Right, we've got this built now, so we're going to assign you to the expansion crew and get you going, and we'll assign you to the expansion crew as well. Actually, where's the other construction office here? You've got no jobs at all, so you can assist with the brick factory. Anything else in here that I need going? See, we're still suffering from this loss of population. It is slightly annoying. What these people want: 9 workers without a job. Sport seems to be the really big issue, and culture. But I've got sport and culture buildings all over the place in this city. I mean, I could put some more in. I mean, I've got these here. I mean, this is the athletics club. Well, it can take 47 people. Why aren't these people out enjoying them sport? I mean, actually, I think what I might do is we'll assign you. I think we're going to build another office block here. And I'm still very worried about the heating over here. But we're now coming up to July, so I do need to sort out these distribution offices now. So what I'm going to do is we've got 7 million, so I'm going to buy my 4 trucks here. And your pickup points is going to be this one, and this one. And your distribution points are going to be... well, we need to... Oops, where's it gone? I've lost my positioning. I certainly want to send you to the warehouse. And you're going to unload crops. 30%. What's that in terms? Yeah, I think that will work. Let's have a look at the fabric factory. You can hold 20 tons of crops. What can you hold? 5 tons of crops. So what we're going to do is look that way. That looks exactly the same as that way now. And what we're going to do is we're going to assign you to the fabric factory there, and you're going to deliver 90% of the crops there. And then what we got here, this holds 58 tons. So, and what we're going to do is, where have you gone again? And then what we're going to do is assign you to here. And you're going to unload crops again. And your job is going to be to keep this at least 50% full, which should be 25 tons. So I mean, there's nothing coming in just at the moment with this, and I think what I'm going to do is buy a couple more of these. I'll just fill this up completely. Now, this distribution office, what I want to do is I think we're going to leave this into this area. Unload from grain storage 2. No, I want you to unload in grain storage 2. Keep it 90%. I think we're going to remove that from here, and then medium field, and so I think we'll keep the fabric factory on here. And we've got to unload into that, and I think what we're going to do is, why are you both assigned? There's only 2 of you here. Small field. Unload in the grain storage. Actually, let's take the fabric factory out. And your job is going to be like that. And I think what we will do is add you as an unload point. Your job is to keep that 90% full. No. Say 50% full. So the idea is that these guys will collect the crops, and then these will distribute them over time, and we'll see if that actually works and settles down. And so we've got that there, we got this built, this is being built. What we got here? Enjoy 8 citizens that want to enjoy culture. I suppose we could put a small theatre down here, just on this corner. drop that in. But I don't know whether if you have the appreciation of culture here, that actually increases the demand for culture. I mean, that could be a question, I suppose, isn't it? So we've got this working now. We've got, how's this guy? Is he quite happily out here laying track? Yes, he is. Look at that. And that should keep him out of mischief. And so we got this here. We got the crops now flowing in. Of course, the big question we're going to need to keep an eye out on now is whether these silos fill up completely, and whether we're going to need an extra silo here. And over here, everything is flowing in as well. I don't think all these silos. Oh, that one emptied completely. Did that one, and that one. So, wow. I don't think I ever recall playing a game that's needed as many fields as I've got that for such a small area, to be honest. Let's get back to the brick factory. So the brick factory is coming along nicely. Yeah, it's missing boards, but yeah, the boards are coming in. I mean, truthfully, one set of board generation can drive a whole map. The problem is the distribution, and we're actually just running out of trees again. Seed pines. We'll just put in some more trees in here. Everybody happy. Everybody busy. And I mean, I'm generally happy with what's going on, but I still have a concern about the heating in this area. And because we sorted the coal out, I don't think this is under any massive demand, is it? So I'm thinking that maybe I do need to put a heat exchanger in here, just to really cover all the bases. So say I put in a heat exchanger to cover this side. So say we put this in here. Problem now is going to be, how on earth am I going to get the pipes here? I don't really want to run a pipeline through here. So I think what we'll do is we'll have a go with the underground pipes again. Heat exchanger. Underground. No, this is not the one. This is like a transmission one. Heating transfer. Add it. Can't see. No, it's not that one. Underground heating switch. It's this one, isn't it? Okay. I go for 300 meters. Can I say if I put that? That's a bit. Say if we put that, say about there, and then I can hook up a large heating pipe from there to there. And what I could do is run the pipe along here, this one here. I don't think there's anything along here, and we're not going to build anything in here because of the power cables. So I think if we just run up to here. Okay, we're going to have to kind of go over here. I see another fire. That actually, oops, no, go down. We should be able to get this underneath the power cables. And then we'll run here. We can come to about here, and then kind of we need to kind of jump over this pipe because I built it wrong. We can come down again here. And hopefully hook into, get you closer up. What's causing that? So we got a kind of heating pipe out to here, which will then go to there. So if we accept that, the crews are on that. What we need to do is connect up this road here. Just put you through there. We'll get the Don't think the Volno road crew is doing anything at the moment, and we'll keep those up there. And hopefully we'll get that built by winter. And because this should now be, whoops, thank you game. Because now this is fully stocked with coal, and we can should get a really good number of workers in here. That should keep this whole city warm as toast for good then. And we'll still keep this power plant going, and as a kind of backup supplementary to this area. And I'm just like, let's go there. I think what we're going to do now is just oh, the other thing that's finished now is my aggregate unloading and the conveyor in there. We just need to be able to start getting the gravel delivered by things actually. Oh yeah, I did set that to gravel. Let's have a check out here. And place a pub, tavern. Okay, it looks like we might have a food problem here. No, we got... Can you... I mean, you don't have a problem. It's probably we're not getting enough people in here. I think this place is getting a little bit bigger now, so we'll put the maximum number of kind of workers in here. I mean, if you've got meat, you've got no clothes. That's going to be an issue. Oh no, you've got 11 tons of clothes there, so you're okay. I mean, overall things are working pretty well here at the moment. Oh, this guy's. You can see here. So we need 500 tons of bricks, and if I go and show you on this one, this needs nearly 800 tons of bricks. So we're going to need to kind of push this out a little bit. Oops, we're going to have to put the crib road crew on this one. Yeah, there's a bit of a fail there. Because these guys have got no fuel. And there's no point bringing fuel out here at the moment because they've got no power. So it's like a catch-22 situation here. Can I get the... I'll get the crib road crew. We'll assign the Trout Lake crew up here, but they're not going to do anything. And just check over here. Wow. Cool, these guys are going like a train. They obviously like laying gravel roads. This rate, they're going to be building this blooming tunnel. I suppose it's no harm. If they want to build it, I'll let them build it. No. Because that will, if we get the tunnel through here, there's better oil fields here. So if they decide to start building that tunnel, I've got no problem with that. It just keeps them out of mischief. We do need to make this bridge connection. No. So eventually we're going to need to bring this distribution office online. This guy's got no jobs at all. I suppose we could give him that and that, just so to keep them out of mischief, and that as well. That means they must have built the passenger station here. Okay, I've got people in here wanting to travel in here where it's actually going nowhere. Yeah, so building this was a bit of a mistake, wasn't it? I'm going to need this enthusiasm in the future when you're actually working on these projects over here. In fact, I think what we will do is we'll add that to it as well. In fact, these guys are doing so well. I think what we will do is give them a university, I think. We'll just use the usual one, the Lenin one, university here. So we'll just assign that. Right. Yeah, I think they've earned a university here now because they're doing such a good, stirring work. Education, kindergarten's good. Kindergarten's good here. How's the train guy going? Why are you sat here? Oh. He was obviously thinking about it. And pretty soon he's going to make this connection. And then what we'll do is we'll send him down here, make this connection. Actually, no, what we'll do is once he's finished this section, what I'll do is I'll send him down here to actually finish this bit off, because then that means I can do the change with the train, because the other one can come in here. Although I'm going to have to signal this up, which will be fun. Yep. Okay. How are we doing? My silo's filling up. You've got 347. You've got 414. So we're doing really well here. The trucks are out picking stuff up here. I mean, can these guys get assigned anymore? Make sure we got them all. Okay, that one's quite literally full up now. I think I've got a couple of trucks in here. I think the problem is that these guys are too far out now. Actually, where are you? Let me just. I think what we'll do is we'll remove you. Remove you. Come here. Remove you. And what we're going to do is we're going to assign from distance these fields here. Because in some ways the trucks here can pick up these fields. So what we really need is the coverage out here. In fact, these small fields, he probably doesn't need to, this doesn't need to be on the small fields. There's only small fields in here. Yeah, we'll get rid of you as well. And we're going to assign you to, it's already assigned, okay. Okay, I think we'll assign that one. It's a big field, and maybe one of you and you. Okay. What should happen now is these trucks should support the collection back here, which makes a bit more sense than it collecting from these small fields, which can be done by the vehicles in here. How are we doing? Got a lot of bitumen here. I think yeah, we've got nearly 1,500 tons of fuel in there. The bitumen's flowing in really well. I'm kind of half thinking about bringing these online, but I may have to manage them manually. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll just assign this road crew. We might as well get it built. Just what's the? See, we don't have a lot of clothing. We really need to get this sorted out. You guys not? Something tells me clothing is about to become an issue. We've got no clothing there, and these guys are pushing out. I mean, it's got a lot of we've got a lot of fabric here, but we're not turning it into clothes. Something tells me I really need another clothing factory here. We're not producing enough clothes for our population anymore. Let me just see. Yeah, fabric, it says. I suppose they are producing clothes, but not as fast as I was hoping for. And we could put a clothing factory up here to try and push that up a little bit. How much clothing we got in stock? You got 6.5 tons. You've got 10 tons. What have you got here? You got 23 tons of clothing, which is probably more than you actually need. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on this. So it looks like the next problem I've got to solve is a clothing shortage. I've got nothing there. I've got this guy here who is shipping steel and prefab. So what we could do is just want to buy a couple. I think I'm only. Do I need 1 or 2 dumpers? I think we'll get 2 dumpers in here, and your job is going to be to pick up here and go there, and your job is to pick up coal here and keep this 90% full. Oh, Mansion road crew, Virginia road crew, work on that. Yep. And what these will do is just keep this place busy. Yep. Oh, they got here quick. They fly down here. And then once this is up, this storage is built, and we've got the bricks coming into here, I would change the distribution office that brings the bricks down to Bridge City will pick up the bricks from here. So we've now got bricks, and what you see now is we're now going to produce potentially 61 tons of bricks a day, where if you compare that with the small factory that was up here, which I think is something like 15 tons of bricks a day. Yeah, this only produces 15 tons of bricks. We'll still keep this going, because what this will do is supply the bricks to this area, and of course we can ship the bricks up that way. I'm just want to... Wow. This guy's really clocking along, isn't he? He obviously likes building out here. And let's go and check the other way. This guy, he just quite hasn't made the connection yet. Looks like we've run out of allocated jobs. This is where this is going to get a bit funny. Yeah, they're both going to try and fight over the same job. What I want to do is just hook that up there, and I think we can give him 3 jobs out here, and then we can join this. It looks like there might be. Oh no, there's no problem there. Okay. It looks like the trains have flipped back the other way now. I think that's because that one was probably sat in the office here while this guy was doing the building. So we've got them back round the right way now. And we're just going to get him to push out to there. We're pushing up to nearly 8 million, so things are going pretty well. We're now getting to the end of the harvesting season, so how much have we got stored? We've got 540, we've got 510, you've got 500, you've got 85, you've got 91, and there's still, looks like they're still bringing in, you've finished up here now. About here, yep. How about over here? Yep. So we've got everything in plenty of time. Just want to make sure everything looks like this area. They're still pulling in crops. What's the overload on this? You've only got 116. You've got 532. You've got 135. Why are we not pulling in the crops here? You've got 69. Why haven't I got so much in the way of crops? Or is this because it's all been pulled down? I mean, we got crops stashed everywhere at the moment. Why are the crops not being collected? I mean, we're in October and we've still got... I suppose it's going to work, and of course more importantly we're putting the food into here. We've got plenty of food, we just need to distribute it. And I think what's happening is a lot of the crops are being brought down to here in order to keep this silo going, which is going to keep this food factory busy as well. So I mean, consider how much is flowing down here. I think what we will do, where's the small office here? I'm going to drop you down to say 20%, because I'd rather use the crops in this area to supply this area here. We're gaining slightly with the clothes now. I think we're getting more crops into here, so we're producing more fabric, and we do need. So we are producing the clothes, and it is coming through to there. Check them there. How are we doing for? Where's my meat store? Yeah, we got 75 tons of meat in the cold store. That's good. Right. And I think I'm just aware that the time is pushing on with the video, so what I'm going to do is just assign these here. Oops. And we got a fire. Where are we burning down now? Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Fire crew, get there, please, please, quick, 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 quick. Second fire crew, get there. You've got to save my building. No, no, no. They can't contain it. No, no, we've got more people coming in. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Put the fire out. Yes, they've got more people piling in. This would be a very bad time to lose a silo, especially as they're still putting crops in it. Look at that, we'd have lost 572 tons of crops. Oh, that was a close run thing. Sorry about that. I was getting a bit stressed there. Maybe I need another silo down in this area, but I don't think I can get one in. Can I get one in, say, about there? No, it's not going to let me, is it? I'll probably put another silo in here. If I can, or if we just trim these roads back. And actually, what I might be able to do is get another silo just there. Not built due to infrastructure. Need to flatten terrain. I think we're just going to put in another silo here. I know some of you probably think, well, it's getting a little bit over the top, but I think what we're going to have to do is all, instead of delivering to this silo, we're going to bring them down into this silo and store all the our main crops in this area here. What was I doing? I've forgotten what I was doing when that fire broke out. I've completely forgotten what I was looking at. Apologies for that. It'll come back to me. It will come back to me. Okay, this guy's now. The question is, can I assign this to? What I would like to do is now assign. Okay. So we can assign both of those because there's a crossover here. So we get this guy to complete, and then we get him to come out and finish off this bit here. And then that effectively completes all the track in this area. We can get our iron train going back the other way. We can get this guy can come out here and do these sections of track, because he can do it with these links here. So I don't actually need to bring that other train down here. And then once this is done, we'll shift the focus totally back to Trout Lake here. Just curious. I don't know what these guys are. Construction has stopped. So we've got the Clara road crew here, but of course they can't deliver steel. So what we'd have to do is come here. We might as well build this tunnel. So you can give an assist with the steelwork, and we can build that through there. And I think what we can do is just hook in these roads here. These need to be connected. And of course there's no point in building these buildings just yet, because we've got no power out here. So we're going to need to think about how we're going to get power out to this area as well. So I think we're going to need a major cable splitter here, probably in this area here. Or actually, let me just look at this. That it's annoying that this actually. If we put one here, it's on the right side of the road, and then we're this up, gravel road, actually dirt road, so save a bit of construction effort. And then we'll just come here. Whoops, no, pipelines. I'm going to go the full 18 watts. And I'm going to just try and look. Okay. I get this a little bit. Oh, it's annoying. Okay, cancel again. We come the south of the road here. That's a little bit better. And the game's just going to assign this to the Bridge City, and we'll assign this to Bridge City. Then what we'll do is we'll run a high power cable into this area somehow. Could probably run it up over the mountain here, to say about here. In fact, let's just do it. Construction mod power transformers. Probably don't. So put it that way. Actually, we could probably tuck it in about here. Actually, we put it out here. I mean, we can run local power from there. I think in some ways it'd be easier to do it this way round. And we put this in here. And again, we'll just hook up with the mud roads. Don't really need this to be anything sophisticated. Don't think that I think we can drop to 10 here. And I'll just run across to about here. Now we need that to kind of curve up that way, so I'll do that and hook back to there. What that will do is bring the power out to here, and then what we'll be able to do is distribute that from here to this area, and then we can run this further out to drive the oil wells. Anyway, I'm getting distracted, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. What I will do is run through winter, so in the next part we'll be in a new growing season. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.